simple model of evolution by natural selection, and it behaves quite differently. So what happened was, I came here at some networking event, met someone called Mark Broom, who's now a professor at London, City of London, but he was here, a mathematician who's an evolutionist. Does anyone know him? Good, yeah. So he came up with a way of, what I've written here. So obviously, of course, evolution does not just mean gradual change. That in Darwinian terms, there should be variation, selection, inheritance. Anything else I've missed? The problem with simple transmission chains is that a drawing, however good, is always replaced by its copy. And obviously, in evolution, a successful individual can reproduce many times. So what Mark suggested there was that out of a set of drawings, you ask someone to choose the one they want to copy, but also choose one to take out, so that the set remains the same size. And I've created a version of this which you can participate in. I've got some of them here with me, and you can do it after the seminar's over at the bar. Or it's quite informal, but the instructions are that you choose the one you decide is the best and the worst. From there are no criteria for judging. So what happens is, this is an interesting thing I did. The only time I've done it on a really big scale. There are 26 drawings in this population, and they were done by a class of school children, and they all had to draw this same object 3 times. I deliberately chose an ambiguous object because of what we said about the actual drawing process. So they're not drawing it and trying to change it to look like whatever. If they thought it was a bicycle, if they knew it was a bicycle, they might draw it in a very stylized sort of way. But also because the people that are copying the drawing don't necessarily know what the drawing's of. And they drew it 3 times in chalk, in coloured crayons and in pencil. And I haven't got any more slides of this. But the people that were taking part, we then ran it for a whole day with about more than 200 people came through. And the people that took part were adults and children. And they copied whichever one they chose. And 2 people could, any amount of people could copy the same one, but each person also took one out. And by the end of the day, they had hugely evolved. But the reason we call it's an island is because we tried to make a little sort of Darwinian thing, like the finches or turtles on the Galapagos. So each island had a slightly different quality, and the different materials were the differences between the islands. So we wanted to see, it wasn't science, but it was a little experiment to see if the pencil, there was a difference between the behaviour of the drawings. And there was actually, because on the